Hi, Initiate. This week's video, we're going to conquer kind of a bigger topic, but I do want to kind of jump in with a little something on the side. So, as an introduction, the name is Kay Wilso. The channel is called eclipse.kwilso. I hope that this is kind of like an easier way to get to the videos. Something I want to kind of conquer with this channel is I want it to be an outlet for those who don't have the necessary resources to understand the past. And by the past, I am referring to the Wiccan, pagan, spiritual kind of past. I know that it has like a strong religious basis. I hope that doesn't necessarily deter you. But this channel is for those who seek understanding, who want to know more about the faith, what it means, what it's about, kind of like our goals, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, I hope you continue to watch this channel. So with that being said, let's kind of jump into our topic. And ye harm none. At the very end of the Wiccan Rede, which is kind of like our bylaws almost, it's kind of more of like understanding. The Rede itself is kind of like the only closest thing we have to a doctrine that every other faith seems to possess. This faith isn't necessarily very like spearheaded and driven in the sense that it needs to be, everyone needs to follow or worship in the exact same way. So a lot of what you get is this eclectic paganism, or kind of like neo-paganism, where you take pieces and bits from a lot of different faiths and you kind of like mesh them in a melting pot, and what you get is kind of like this whole pagan aspect. The Rede itself gives you little bits and pieces throughout the whole thing of kind of like things about nature you should know, like when the wind is blowing in certain directions, or like what to do when the seasons are changing. This is the things you need to do. It's more agricultural almost. So yeah, there's that little tidbit. But at the very end, it kind of gives you this kind of, it says, with these 8 words the Wiccan Rede fulfill, and ye harm none, do what ye will. A lot of witches, in my personal experience, have tend to almost rationalize and like give excuse to why certain spells or prayers are done a certain way and how it does not negatively impact someone. So, as a checklist, something that I and my personal circle has done over the years is just kind of like, does this before you do any spell or any ritualistic prayer or just ritual in general. When asking the universe to better our lives, which is always a positive thing, sometimes what we need to remember is the universe needs to stay in balance. So to take from the universe, someone had to give. So just kind of like as my checklist is make sure, does this mentally negatively impact someone? Am I calling them names? Am I conjuring intent that could specifically take from this person's mental capacity, from their physical capacity, from their emotional capacity, and then from their spiritual capacity? We want to be sure that we're not harming any of those 4 levels. That's a really great way to kind of keep things in check. Am I harming the environment on a physical level? Am I emotionally making my friends and family uncomfortable? Am I, sitting with thoughts that make me go, should I have done that? And then spiritually, am I making sure that as far as my cosmic debt is concerned, my karmic debt, I am trying to break even every time, where I don't give too much or take too little. It's, you want to be somewhere in the middle. And with all of that, so there's a question I pose to you. Are you having difficulties making sure that your and ye harm none, do what ye will is in balance and in check? Leave a comment below about, something maybe you're struggling with, and maybe we can talk about it in another episode. But yeah, so if you liked this video, press the thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my videos. I put them out every Friday, and I hope to hear from you again, I guess, and see you guys back on this channel. So marry me and marry part and marry me again. Bye! witches is the term I use for kind of like all spiritual pagan Wiccans. I try not to give that. I don't. Some pagans don't like to be called Wiccan. Some Wiccans don't like to be called pagan. I'm just going to give the term witch just so that you kind of understand that our prayers are ritualistic, so they look like spells. Universe is, here's another little tidbit. Universe is what I just used to describe deity, and I use it to describe cosmic energy, God, that kind of thing. I just wrap that all up in universe so that we have a generalized idea of what I'm talking about, so that kind of shorthand it so I don't have to sit there. And same thing with witch. Here's universe.